So I've got no idea when this goes live. I think it might be live now, I'm not sure. If it is, Dave, and you can hear me and see me, let me know in the chat, because I've got no clue. I can't remember how I did any of this. I'm just kind of winging it. So can you hear me and see me? Let me know in the chat, because I've got no clue. I can't remember. You probably can't, because I've probably fucking done something wrong. Oh, you can. You can hear me and see me. Okay, I can kind of see myself there and there. I can't hear me, but if you say you can hear me and I can see the little the audio monitor is going up, I'll just pull it down a little bit. It was going into the orange there. That's good. We can. Oh, there's Sacristic. It's live and we can hear you. Right, thanks. Yeah, I've gone live 10 minutes early, right? But that's just to make sure that everything is okay. Come, and I'm hoping that you could hear the wee sort of jaunty jig music and see that bouncing windswept head there. Could you? Let me know if you could see that when I flicked over for a few minutes there. And I'm hoping jaunty jig music and see that bouncing windswept head there. Could you? Let me know if you could see that when I flicked over. Oh, I don't see anything going up in the chat there. And the other thing is I want to see if I can make a message pop up on the screen. So that message from Dave that says, as soon as you are on at Windswept Rob, I will let you know. As soon as you are on? What do you mean? I should be on now. Did you see the message that popped up there? What do you mean, as soon as I'm on? I thought I was on. This is all very confusing. You know, I used to do this every Sunday night, no problem. I would go out, fly my drone, flick the screen so you guys, my fans, could see the view from the drone. And I would have 3 or 4 different cameras all going at one time. And now, I can't even get one camera and one mic going properly. Right, okay Dave, I'm glad you saw the message. So it means I know if I click there, right, and if I click here it should pop up too. Okay, and Kim Antonson says, I see you, and I see your message, hopefully. Jesus. And you can hear me as well, I'm assuming, Kim. Dave can hear me. So, jeez. I have taken, I used to have chat, a chat window here, right? I've taken that away. I'm not going to put that up anymore, because I realised that if I take little clips from the live stream to use as a wee 2 or 3 minute video, because maybe I said something or somebody made a good point that I want to turn into a video, it wasn't too good having the chat window here on the video. So I've taken that down now, and everyone can see the chat, hopefully. I can't see the chat how you guys would see it unless I go to there. Oh, can I? I can see it there. I can see the chat up on this screen now, but it's delayed. I'm a few seconds behind, so this is always distracting for me. But I can see the chat as it comes in. Martin Gruffalumps, you're on now. Yeah, Martin, I'm on. Like I was saying to Dave and Kim. Was there someone else in there? No, just Dave and Kim. Aye. And Sarko Stricker. I came on a little bit early just to check and make sure that everything was running. And at 7 o'clock, I'll put the intro script, sweater vest. I'll put sweater vest on and start the show live properly. But at the moment, this is just a little preamble for anyone who's hanging about and I've not been feeling too well the past few days. You can probably hear my voice is a bit patchy. So I don't know if I'll make the full hour tonight. I'm going to try my best, but I don't know if I'll make it. I've got some lubrication here, some Ribena, Dave. Hopefully to lubricate my throat and keep my voice going. Right, Dave has said start the signing. I think Dave probably meant to say start the singing. But you definitely said start the signing. Oh, talking about singing, I was thinking about this when I was kind of setting up in preparation for the live stream tonight. I was thinking that Ellie and I have finished her CD. The only thing we have to do now is we have to decide which order the tracks are going in. We've got an order that we like at the moment, from 1 to 12. There's 12 tracks on it, and we have an order that we like, but we're not sure if that's the final order. So all we have to do now is to finalise that order, and once we've done that, then we will upload the CD to Spotify, Amazon Music. I'll be talking about this in the live stream. I think it's on my agenda. Oh, it's not on my agenda. Dave, remind me to bring it up on my agenda. So once we've finalised the order of tracks, and we've changed the name of the album, Ellie wrote a song on her own, and normally we co-write. I normally co-write with Ellie, but she wrote a song entirely on her own, and then we get the band in, and she composed the music as well, and she led in the band. We played her composition, and she sang, and that's the title of the album now. So I'll maybe talk a little bit about that during the live stream, and we'll be hoping to get the album launched within the next week at the latest, Anyway, right. So this is okay. I've got the chat here in front of me and the chat here too. This will be confusing. I don't really need, and the chat up here. I don't really need 3 chats, do I? Dave, why have you got this icon next to your messages? It's a little crown, #1. What does that mean? I've never seen that before. Does that mean you were the first person in the chat, or the first person to chat or something? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, what's the time? 5:02, right? I'll wait until 1 minute to 7, and then I'll put on the hold screen. That's the dancing windswept head. And then at 7, I'll go into sweater vest. And then at about 3 minutes past 7, I'll be in and live on my agenda, which I probably won't get all the way through. I've got a rough agenda and a rough idea what I want to talk about, and I had planned to get some bits and pieces up on the screen that relate to the items on the agenda, but I never get around to it because I've been busy working on the CD, on the album, so I never get around to that. However, it'll go the way it goes. Sarko Stricker upgraded. What does that mean? You upgraded to number #2. If you click on the number, it shows you top fans. Top fans. I've got fans. Oh, I'm DJ Audits. I've got fans. I was going to do a little talk about audit. In fact, I will. I'm going to be mentioning auditors tonight. It's on the agenda item number 2. I will do a little chat about auditors. I might go on quite a lot about them actually. That's why I might not get through all of. I've got 7 items on my agenda, and I may not get through all of them. If you click on the, can I click on the number? What will happen if I click on the number? Oh, top fan. Can I put that up on the screen? Let me see if I can put that on the screen for you guys to see. I think I can. Wait a minute. This is probably a window you get anyway. Look at this. Can you get that? Ah, right. So you can probably see this too if you click on the number. Top fans. I don't know how you became number one, Dave. Is it just because you had the most messages in this particular chat? It probably is. Right, okay. Because I don't think half of these people are in the chat now. Anyway. Right, let's see if I can get rid of this window. This is a confusing window. Can I get rid of this somehow? I'm always worried about getting rid of windows in case I lose the live stream. But I'll try. Yeah, get rid of that window and hopefully I'm still on. That's my agenda. Okay. That's some songs, Ellie's songs in case anybody wants to hear any. That's something for the Civil Aviation Authority. That's the top fans. I don't need that. What's that? Oh no, I've lost. What did I have up there? I had something I wanted to put up there. What was it? Can't remember. What's that? It resets every... Ah, right, so this is the top fans for this stream. Just this stream. All right, look, it's a minute to go. I'm going to flick over to the hold screen, and then in 50 seconds I'll go into sweater vest, and then I'll be back. So I'll see you in about 3 minutes and 40 seconds, okay? Well, let me know in the chat if you can hear the music that's going with the bouncing head, please. I can still see the chat.
it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye. Days and nights, skin and bone, I'm still here, but you moved on. I live inside an old photograph. I wish that I could feel your love again. So I live inside that old photograph. And I wish that I could feel your love again. Forever falls in love with the guy that wears sweater vests. She used to be mine, but now it's like we never met. Forever leaves fast in the middle of the night. Forever breaks my heart and never says goodbye.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Outer East Ayrshire Broadcasting Corporation. How are y'all doing out there in civilization? Still get resets every stream as well up there. Let's put that up there. Right, okay, so I can't tell how many people are in the chat now. I've got no idea because I don't bring that up, although I just have done, and I still can't tell. Right, I've got no idea how many people are in the chat. But I know Dave's in, and I know Kim Antonson was in, I know Andy Airshots is in, I know Martin Gruffalump was in, and I think is still in, and I know that Archaeologist is in, and Sacro Sticker was in. So I've got a few people in the chat, okay? I'm a bit confused tonight, okay, so bear with me. My camera isn't where it usually is. So if I tend to glance away over here, I'm not being rude by not talking to you. I'm just looking at the chat, which is over here. Okay. And I do occasionally have to glance at the chat. Sarko Sticker says there's 10 people watching. Thank you, right? Listen, I'll take 10 people. 10 people is good for me, okay? It's maybe not good for a huge big streamer, but I'm not a huge big streamer, I'm just a wee streamer. Anyway, right. So, what's tonight's show all about? The thumbnail. I kind of changed the thumbnail a little bit, and I gave, instead of saying tonight's topic and having one topic, I gave a list of different topics that I might talk about tonight, depending on how much I waffle, how much I pay attention to your comments, and how much I get through. Here's the thing that I remember now, right? There's a new thing popped up on the live chats that I noticed when I was testing it yesterday. And for all you that noticed the 2-second test that I did, I didn't mean to go live. I was trying to test it without going live. So for the 2-second live of me going, thank you. Right, but I noticed there's this thing called goal. So I'm going to click on that goal, and it says, right, I can now pick a goal, and if I can pick some things for this live stream here, right? So I think it's already done. Oh, I can't change it now. Damn it. It's already done. Oh, that's not so good. Can I clear that? Start a goal. Oh, I think I have to do it before I started, which is a bit of a bummer. I was going to make a goal for this. Right, can't do that. I'll have to remember next time, just before I start, to click on that goal thingy. The goal was going to be, for anyone that's interested, is if I get 10 super chats of £2 or more, I will come on tomorrow at 7 o'clock for a Q&A session, right? With no agenda, just a Q&A answering questions. That was going to be my goal, but I can't create it now for some reason. I think you have to create it before you go live, maybe. So anyway, yeah, I can't do it now. So I'll maybe do that next time. Anyway, if anyone wants a Q&A session, if I get 10 super chats of £2 and more or more, I'll come on tomorrow night and do a Q&A session. Right, okay. So tonight's agenda, let's have a wee look at the agenda. I wanted to first of all say that, right, that this live stream here is not monetized. Now you can choose when you do a live stream to click monetize or not monetized. And if you click monetized, what happens is you earn some ad revenue on the live stream, but also you get ads. So the chat is broken up by adverts that just come on randomly. I don't want that. I don't like that idea. So I've chosen for no ads on this live stream, but it means I don't make any ad revenue at all on this live stream. Now there are some other YouTube creators who I won't mention any of those geeks, right? But one of them has adverts on his live streams. He has it monetized and he continually says, "Oh, I don't know why ads are coming up. Oh, that's very strange." No, it's not. It's because he's hit monetize so he can make some ad revenue on his live streams, okay? I wouldn't mention any names though. So I don't do that, right? This is free, totally free. So having said that, if you want to do the super thanks or the super chat, give me a quid. Because I'm not making any ad revenue, thanks very much. I appreciate that. And I'll give you a shout out if you do it too. Right, okay. It would help me a lot. I don't know if I mentioned on my last video or live stream, the last live stream that I did when I was out testing live streams on the iPhone. I just went out and clicked go live to see if it would work, and it did. And I think I mentioned there that not just for me, but for all YouTube creators, for some reason the ad revenue is tanked. I mean, it's like nothing. I mean, I spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every week making content, and I used to make a little bit of ad revenue. It would almost cover the costs of making the content, but not anymore. It doesn't cover the costs. And the bigger streamers and creators who have maybe a team of editors and cameramen, whatever, they can't afford to pay them anymore. So they're all moving on to other platforms. So let me mention, I do have another platform, and I will show you. It's this one here. Right, it's called DEO. I know it doesn't look. It's DEO. And it's here, deovr.com. And I upload a lot of videos to this channel, right? They're the same videos that I upload to YouTube, but there are no adverts. You can watch any of my 360-degree videos or 4K videos on that platform completely ad-free, right? So I just thought I'd mention that because a lot of creators have moved to other platforms because YouTube are just, for some reason, the ad revenue has gone down by about 90%, okay? So we all kind of rely on buy me a coffee, super chat, super thanks, and maybe duplicating content on other channels. So I just thought I'd mention that. And I'm mentioning it, I'm mentioning it kind of in case it's a, what do they call it at the beginning of a movie? If they show some hints and things that lead to a decision that is made further on down the movie. And it's like if a lot of YouTubers are leaving YouTube because the amount of work that we put into it and we're not getting any revenue for it leads to leaving and going somewhere else. Anyway, right, enough of that. Let me read any comments that came in there. Stevie says you're hearing an echo. Right, Stevie, if I pull this down, can you still hear my audio, and has the echo gone away? Or was it fine and it's just Stevie's computer that's playing up? Where was Stevie's? Right. Okay. Archaeologist says, I'm just an archaeology student. And I have to say this is already the most enjoyable stream I've ever watched. Jeez, it's a load of nonsense, archaeologist. It's nonsense. There's no content here. It's just an old Scottish guy waffling. Hopefully I'll get to some content in a minute though. Okay. Dave says that he doesn't use Twitch anymore. It was a pain in the backside. I kind of thought about using Twitch and Instagram and Facebook Live, all of these lives. A lot of the auditors, and I'll come on to more about those in a second, a lot of the auditors use Twitch and Instagram and a lot of different platforms, Kick, Rumble, probably Snapchat, knowing some of them, their videos out, and maybe that's why they are having such a large subscribership compared to someone like me who just uses YouTube and now DEO, and I don't push on Insta. I've got an Instagram channel, Instagram account, and a Twitch, and a TikTok, and a Facebook. But I don't use any of those to push any of my content. Maybe I should, I don't know. If I was younger, I probably would. Right. Sarko Stricker says YouTube streams aren't that bad, since on YouTube you can rewind to the part you missed. You can do that while it's live, can you? Or on catch up. You can watch the live stream and catch up. If you do it on live and you're watching like 10 or 30 seconds or a minute behind, I suppose at some point you would have to zip forward to catch up with the chat, I suppose. I don't really know. Right. Stevie, it's okay. It's okay now. Right. I made an adjustment, but I put it back. So I don't know if you're saying it's okay now with the adjustment that I made, or after I've put it back where it was. I don't know. It'll be fine. Right, so there was an echo. Right, I'll pull that right down. Okay, that should do away with the echo completely. There you go. All right. Right, okay, so I don't think I have many people in tonight, which is understandable. I've been away for about a year. I thought I would do a live stream tonight from the studio, because I went out during the week. I don't know if any or all of you have seen the video that I did, which was, well, it's not a video, it was a live. I went out off the cuff just to see, can I take my iPhone out, press go live on YouTube and go live? I wanted to test it to see if I could, and it turns out I did. So my plan going forward is to, when I go out to do some filming, on the way back from the filming location to the car, I'm going to go live and I'll have a chat with anyone who wants to pop in and have a chat with me on the way back to the car. So I thought I'd come on live tonight again to get myself back into the way of it, because for like a year I haven't spoken live, I haven't gone live, and you lose confidence, and you lose, you know, the knowledge and remembering what it's all about. So that's one of the reasons I've come on tonight. But I do also have an agenda that I'm going to have to get through. Right, so item 2 on the agenda. Oh, Peter's popped in. Peter, did you not get an alert? Because I am finding recently, I'm getting quite a lot of people contacting me through Facebook Messenger or email, or the members who have my phone number call me and tell me that they're not getting alerts when my videos go live anymore, or when my live streams go live, which is concerning. If YouTube have decided to put me on some kind of blacklist or something for some reason, I don't know why. My content is family friendly and I don't think I offend anyone with my content, but it is what it is. So there you go. Dragons photography. My plan is to do it every single time I'm out. And as I said on the live stream earlier this week, I'm out usually twice a week, or more often as the weather gets bad, one time a week. I haven't been out at all last week because I haven't been well, and Ellie and I have been working on our CD. So I haven't been out this week. But next week, I intend to go out a couple of times, and I will, if I remember to do it, and remember how to do it, I will live stream every time I'm out from now on. I'm not making a promise because I'll probably forget. Okay. Dave got the alert at 18:30. Do you know, Dave, I put this live stream alert out yesterday afternoon. So that's about 30 hours ago. I put the alert out with the thumbnail saying I was going live, and you're telling me that you only got it 30 minutes ago. So that makes me kind of think that YouTube has decided to push other content creators. That's a point that I was going to talk about other content creators on agenda item number 4 if I get to it tonight. Right, Peter says you just happened to check. So if you're not getting alerts, Peter, and you're one of my members, I would think that, you know, subscribers would get alerts and members would get alerts. Maybe you have to have clicked that bell icon, whether you're a member or a subscriber or not, to get alerts. So if anyone didn't get an alert 30 hours ago for this live stream, make sure you've clicked that the little bell icon that will give you an alert. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, let me move on to agenda item number 2. I want to give a channel a plug here, and I'm giving a channel a plug. They haven't asked me to plug them. They're not a member of the channel. I don't even know if this channel is subscribed to my channel, to be honest with you. But I want to give them a plug anyway. And I'm sure quite a few of you are aware of this channel, and I'll flick over to it just now. The channel is called Street Video Reviewer. And I want to plug this channel because I'd like anyone who's interested. See these guys here, that's the same guy as that, right enough. But see these guys, these are frauditors, these are nuisance vloggers, right? Horrible, nasty, narcissistic, unempathetic cretins, right? Street Video Reviewer breaks down their videos, and he does it in real detail. I mean, some of his videos are like an hour long. If I go to kind of click on his popular videos, oh, where's his videos? 2 days ago, 37 minutes, 51 minutes, 33 minutes. Okay, a lot of his videos are, click on there, his latest videos, almost an hour, over half an hour, right? So he does long videos, but the videos break down every single legal aspect of what the frauditor is doing, what paragraph, what section of the law that the activity relates to. And he's completely neutral. He's not on one side or another. If an auditor says something that is actually correct legally, he points that out. If an frauditor says something that is not correct lawfully, he points that out too. He doesn't have a dog in the fight. He just wants to bring the facts. So what he does is he will put up one of the audit videos and play it through, stop it. He stops frequently and breaks down every section. It's absolutely fantastic if you're a complete geek into, and I must admit I am. I'm blinkered. I get right involved in the minutiae of the law and the paragraphs and the subsections, and if there are any amendments to subsections and when the amendments came in and how they affect it or any changes. Or I can get right into that. So Street Video Reviewer does all of that with auditors or frauditors videos. So for anyone who is not subscribed, and like I say, he has, I think I've maybe had an email conversation once, maybe a year and a half ago, something like that. Can't really remember. He hasn't asked me, he's not a friend, I don't know him, I've got really nothing to do with him at all, other than I really enjoy his videos. And I think that he is underappreciated. So if you're interested in digging in a bit more into whether auditors, and let's give them the title that they call themselves, are correct legally in what they say, because they sound very confident. They sound as if they know what they're talking about, and they espouse or they spout it with full confidence. But very often, almost always, they're wrong. Now, when I watch a frauditor video, and I don't watch them very often because they make me sick to the stomach, but when I do watch them, I can usually tell, yeah, that's wrong, you idiot. That's, that's completely wrong. You're sometimes they'll say something and I think, well, that sounds reasonable, and I'll look it up. And if you look up just the basics, you skim the top level, it seems like, yeah, they're right. But Street Video Reviewer doesn't just skim the top. He goes right into it and looks at everything. And it turns out that most of the time, what the auditors think is their legal right isn't their legal right at all. So I just wanted to give him a plug because I think it's a very worthwhile channel if you are annoyed that frauditors they claim to be protecting the rights of photographers when they're actually making a chance that our rights will be, as photographers, will be taken away or curtailed. Okay, right. So that was agenda item number 2, and it's 7:30 already. I've got 7 items. I've got through 2 of them, and I'm halfway through the show. So I want to have a look at your. Oh, World to Rights, how you doing? It was nice to see you on the live stream the other day, the one that I did impromptu out in the fields. And thank you. I believe you gave me, was it you that gave me the pound or the euro, €1.19 super chat or super thanks? I think it was you. If it was, thank you. If it wasn't you, go on and give me one. Right, anyway. So there you go. Right, Dave is spamming the chat. I can't click on everything Dave's saying. Adventures with SOG GTR. You'll need to explain all that, what that means. Nah, then A up. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Right. Oh, okay, Dave. That's actually not on the agenda, but I will bring that up. Right, the CD track listing. Right. Okay, let me see if I can bring this up. Oh, for goodness sake. I'll try. Right. The CD, Ellie's CD, which Ellie and I wrote most of the songs. In fact, Ellie and I wrote all of the songs in these. Jack had a bit of input in the songs. Jack played a lot of the music, and Ellie's a musician. She plays a lot of the instruments, and I am a musician. I played a lot of the instruments. We had a couple other members of the band pulled in. I've got mandolin players, fiddle players, accordion players, and I've got a harp player as well, who I can occasionally call in to do some recording for me. Ellie wrote one of the tracks completely on her own, and it's actually the title of the album, which is called, let's see if I can pull it up here. Right, so the album, where's the front page? I don't know what the bloody front page is. Right, so the album, you've probably seen the front page if you... There it is there. Let me see if I can pull it up. Right, so that's the front cover of the album, right? It's not called A Widow's Lament anymore. That was the original title, A Widow's Lament. It's not called that now. The album is now called Windswept Echoes. Ellie decided it was going to be that because she wrote a song called Windswept Echoes that I had nothing to do. Oh, she wrote the lyrics and the music, and then obviously the band played it. So she wanted to call the album Windswept Echoes, so we did. But that's it there. I wonder if I could play a track. I wonder if it would play. I don't know if you would hear it or not. Let me try. If I play a track, where the hell is the tracks? What's this? Right, let me see if I can just open up a track now. Open up a project. What about that one? That one there. Right, if I can pull it up onto the top screen, I can show you the actual my studio mix. Right, let me flick over to the screen. Right, I'm a musician and a music producer. So, I produced the tracks. So here are all the tracks on it. Let me play a wee section. I hope you can hear it. I hope it plays through. I don't know if it will or not. I've never tried this. Let's see if it'll play. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
From 5 feet played the buttons bright, his reels rang far and wide. The people heard the music call, their hearts were full of pride. The bow and stride, the heather swayed across both land and sea, and every tune he set alight became our melody. So step it out and take my hand, we'll dance to Jimmy Shand. From classroom floors to wedding bands, we dance to Jimmy Shand. The bairns at school all learned the steps, the gay Gordons and the reel, with Jimmy's box to guide their feet, the music they could feel. And now they whirl at Caelid nights with laughter, strength and cheer. The spirit of his accordion still rings across the years. So step it out and take my hand, we'll dance to Jimmy Shand. From classroom floors to wedding bands, we dance to Jimmy Shand. The reels and polkas never fade, they sparkle true and grand. His gift to Scotland's dancing soul will always proudly stand. So raise your voice and clap along, the fiddles join the tune. For Jimmy's music keeps us young beneath the paleo moon. So step it out and take my hand, we'll dance to
The Jimmy Shand.
From classroom floors to wedding bands, we dance to
The Jimmy Shand. Here we go.
countless feet across the
Yeehaw!
land. Still dance to Jimmy Shand.
Here we go. Oh, you were all waiting on meh at the end. That's trademarked. We can't do that. So we wrote that because we've been planning for a while now to head up to Auchtermuchty. That's where Jimmy Shand was born, and there's a statue there of Jimmy, and we've been planning for quite a while to go up there, but every time we think, right, we'll go up Tuesday. Good. The weather's looking good. And then come Tuesday, it's hammering down. And there's not much to see in Auchtermuchty apart from the Jimmy Shand Memorial. And the little village is quite nice. There's some nice wee cobbled streets. But to get up a nice view of it, I would need to be able to fly the drone down some of the streets. And every time for the past 6 weeks we've tried to go up, it's been howling down. I've checked the weather and it's like rain, 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 rain. Good God. So I haven't been able to get, and we wrote the song ages ago, and so that's the song that we intended to use on the video when I do the fly around, Dance to Jimmy Shand. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that wee song there. So that's one of the tracks off of Ellie's album, which will be coming out at the end of the month. All right. Right. Thanks, Dave, for reminding me. That wasn't actually on the agenda, but I did say today before the live stream started, I'll mention the CD songs if you remind me during the live stream. So thanks, Dave. Right, we better move along now. It's 25 to Drone International, the Drone Guys, International Guys, whatever they're called. Right, so let's move on to the third item, which is, I've got here, Land Reform Scotland Act 2003 versus filming on private land with a drone. Right, okay, I remember what this is. Okay. I was having a discussion with a lawyer earlier on this week or last week, I can't remember when it was. And it was about my contention. Oh, wait a minute, have we still got people in the chat here? Dave, how many people? Dave, I'm going to make you a moderator. How do I make you a moderator? Can I make you a moderator? I don't know how to do it. I'll work that out, Dave, and I'll make you a moderator next time. I don't know how to do it this time. Right, maybe I can do it up here. Hold on a sec. Live stream. Right, if I click on Dave Cullen. Oh, aye, add as a moderator. There we go. Right, Dave, I've made you a moderator. Do us a favour, don't kick anybody out and don't go mental. Alright, it's just that I think that might give you some extra things that you can look at. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I don't. Oh, Stevie. Stevie, you should be a moderator already. You're always a moderator. Let's see if you know it. Add as a moderator. Stevie, how come you're not a moderator? You usually are. Right, there you go. What was I saying? I was talking to a lawyer. All right, Stevie. I was talking to a lawyer last week or the week before about the Land Reform Act, the Land Reform Scotland Act 2003. And my reading of it was that if you wanted to fly a drone in Scotland from private land, you could do that because it fell under the Land Reform Act is they also call it what is it called now, the right to roam, right, which is the kind of unofficial guide, the right to roam, which allows us in Scotland to go onto private land as long as it's not a garden or a curtilage or a field that has just been ploughed and sown, or a quarry or a school or a fire station or a police station, right? But basically going to fields and different things like that are private and fly a drone because it falls under recreational and educational activity, right? But this lawyer was telling me it hasn't actually been tested in court yet. And although the Land Reform Scotland Act 2003 says that we can carry out a recreational purpose, the right to roam regulations or whatever it is, I forget what he was telling me. The code, it's a code, says that you can't use motorised vehicles, and that they actually specifically include drones in that. Although the Land Reform Scotland Act 2003 doesn't include drones as part of a motorised vehicle, and in fact it says drones are not a motorised vehicle, the code, the right to roam code, says that classifies drones as a motorised vehicle, and therefore you can't use a drone on private land. You can still go on it and take photos and put a 3 metre stick up with a camera on it which simulates a drone. You can still do that, but you can't use a motorised vehicle. Now, this lawyer was telling me that, so those are two kind of opposing, not ideas, but one says you can, one says you can't. It's not been tested yet. And I said, well, if it hasn't been tested and let's say I went onto some private land, took off my drone, and then someone, was complaining about it or whatever, what would happen if it went to court? And they say that what would probably happen is that the sheriff would look at the code and take that as their guidance on how the act should be interpreted. So if the code says that a drone is a motorised vehicle, then a sheriff in a court of law would take that guidance to interpret the act to say that you can go onto land, private land, for a recreational or educational purpose as long as it isn't including a motorised vehicle, which is a drone. Now, that's not clad in stone or iron. It's not ironclad. There's no way to know that until it's tested in court. But I'm not going to be the one that tests it in court to find out, okay? Because the consequences of being found guilty of a drone offence, can be quite bad. Dave will attest to that. Dave got a fine which he paid, £200, I think it was Dave got. But it could have been confiscation of drone cameras, phones, computers. It could be as bad as that. So you have to be careful. So I just wanted to make that point because I have always professed that in Scotland you have more freedoms. You can go into land and fly your drone. Well, it's not been tested in court yet, so be careful about that, okay? It may not be that you can. And here's the other thing I wanted to... Shall I bring this up? No, I won't. I'll save it for a video. I'll mention this. I was sent a video from a subscriber who had a police visit to his house because he was flying a drone that was over a prohibited place. Now, there was no way that this drone operator could know that he was flying over a prohibited place because there was no signage and no TAMS had no notice on there that it was a flight restriction zone, and Altitude Angel said it was clear airspace. So he flew and got a visit from the police saying that you flew over a prohibited place. Now, he was a bit up in arms about it and said, I'll show you where it says I can fly here. There's no flight restriction zone. Look at the CAA's website, blah blah. And he was looking at the CAA regulations regarding flying in a flight restriction zone or not a flight restriction zone. The police weren't interested in what the CAA flight restriction zones were because their contention was that it's a prohibited area, and regardless of what the CAA say or not, you cannot fly over it. They couldn't actually do him for it. They couldn't charge him because he had no way of knowing, right? There was no signage, there was no notice. But their intent by coming to his door was to inform him that the area that he had flown over was a prohibited area that you cannot fly drones over, and therefore if he flew over there again, he would be arrested and charged with flying over a prohibited zone. I looked into it because I intend to make a video about this, right? I looked into it, and it turns out the police are correct on this, right? There are areas in the UK that are classed as prohibited areas. And some of the auditors have fallen foul of this as well. They have flown many police stations and police offices are prohibited zones, but they're not advertised as such. There's no flight restriction zone over them. There's no way of knowing they're a prohibited zone. So if you fly over them without knowing that it is, then nothing can happen to you. But if you are then informed by the police that this is a prohibited zone and you fly over it again, you can be charged, okay? Now, I'm going to be making a video about that because I think it's really important. I wasn't aware of that there are some areas that you can't fly over that aren't listed on any of the CAA apps that you would think would have a flight restriction zone, okay? Because they are a prohibited place. They may be a missile factory, for example, all right? So I'm going to be making a video about that this coming week. And I just thought I'd mention that out of interest for anyone, not just in Scotland, but this is the whole of the UK. And if any of you have watched some auditor videos, there was one auditor, I can't remember who it was, probably DJ Audits, I don't know, was flying his drone over it was MI5 or the CID or somebody like that. It was a slightly covert division of the police. There were no signs saying that it was police. There was nothing. He had no way of knowing it. But the manager came out and informed him and told him that. And DJ Audits was adamant, spouting the law that he was allowed to do it. And that's why I point you once again to Street Video Reviewer, wherever it is. I've lost his page now. There is Street Video Reviewer, right, who will point out that things like that. DJ Audits is saying that he's allowed to fly over this covert police office because there's no CAA flight restriction over it. That's what the law says, according to DJ Audits. For example, Street Video Reviewer will tell you, no, that's not right. Here's why, and he'll go into it. And I did have a look into the prohibited places, and I was quite amazed to find that. So you have to be careful when you're flying, that if you do fly over a prohibited place, you might get a knock on your door for the police. Now, they won't do anything the first time, but if they warn you and you do it again, then you're in serious trouble. Right. How can it be 10 to 8 already? I've not even got halfway through my agenda, and I need to have a look at the chat. Oh, there's Eddie. Eddie, how are you doing, Ed? I hope you're all right, pal. What day is this? This is Sunday, right? I was looking at the high tides and the low tides for that causeway, and I think we're looking at possibly Friday, about going up there on Friday. Dave, this might interest you. Eddie and I are heading up to Edinburgh to look at what's the causeway called? The Cramond Island Causeway. We're heading up that way. I think it's Friday when there's a low tide at the time that's going to suit us. I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. Eddie, I'll message you probably tomorrow and let you know. Right, okay. Peter has said, when you mentioned the title A Widow's Lament, I feared the worst, but that song was certainly not a lament. No, that song was not a lament. That's one. What we decided to do, Peter, was we decided we couldn't have 12 tracks that were all about a widow losing her husband to the sea or to a coal mine or to the war. It was like people would be bleeding tears by the 10th track. So we have interspersed ballads with maybe slightly more upbeat songs. And that jig, that polka, the polka is one of them. And I just thought that would be quite a nice one to play. I'll maybe finish tonight if I have a time. I'll maybe finish tonight with the title track of Ellie's album, which is Windswept Echoes. I did have there. Right, the title track there, Windswept Echoes, that's the name of the album. The title track is the 12th and final track on it, Windswept Echoes. If I can work out how to do it quickly, and I might finish up with the outro, using the outro in that and play that one tonight as I leave. Right. Peter says, if a drone is a motorised vehicle, so must a chainsaw, stirring, etc. Well, no, it's not a vehicle though. It's maybe motorised, but it's not a vehicle. That was one of the arguments that I made to the lawyer. I said, well, hold on a minute. A vehicle surely is a mode of transportation that can carry either persons or cargo. And he said to me, you're right, that is the definition of a vehicle. I said, well, a drone can't carry cargo or people, so therefore it cannot be a vehicle. It might be motorised. And his retort was that the sheriff is still going to take the drone, not the outdoor code, that code I mentioned, forget what it is, as their leading method of interpretation, and they say that a drone is a motorised vehicle. So, you know, that's just what it is. Right. So, I'm just looking through. Oh, there's a Cost Skyview. Good evening. Cost Skyview, I was just talking about a video that a subscriber sent to me who had a visit from the police to his house, and I was explaining a little bit about the legalities of that and how I intend to make a video about that, extrapolating on the nuances of the law and where we as drone operators sit regarding that law. Okay? Right, there's Stevie says there's 21 people watching and on 11 thumbs ups. That's probably because, Stevie, there's a lot of frauditors watching, and they'll have given me one of those, not one of those, but they like to watch anyway to see if I say anything that they can, have a dig at me. I'm a member of a couple of groups who, let's just say, we have an interest in auditors, and a lot of them watch here just to see what we say. Anyway, 6 minutes to go. I'm not going to get through all of my... I'll quickly mention this, right? The anti-gravity drone, which you will have seen a lot of the usual suspects who get all of the all of the toys and presents given to them. A couple of them were even invited out to California, flown out and allowed to go out in buggies and film with the anti-gravity drone and have a great time. These are guys that have never, used a drone in a 360 camera in their puff, or even if they have certainly not used it to the extent that I have. I'm a little bit bitter about this, how these guys are guys that have gone out, been invited out to California and been given the anti-gravity drone to do, not a review on it, but to do a video on it, who don't really have, certainly not anywhere near the amount of knowledge that I have about it. I've been doing this for over a year. In fact, it was me that sent an email to Insta and to DJI saying, a year ago, saying, look, could you produce a drone that has a 360 camera built in? It wouldn't be hard to do. You just have to put a camera here, where the gimbal used to be. You don't need a gimbal, and you can make it real light. I sent an email over a year ago. None of them replied to me, but now Insta have made one and invited other creators out. Anyway, can you tell I'm bitter? So I'm very small, so please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I did want to mention this. I mentioned it at the very beginning, but I will mention it. It's agenda number 5. Subs. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you do want to support me a wee bit, and like I said, Eddie and I are going up to Edinburgh, driving up to Edinburgh next week. It's going to cost me in the region of 50, 60 quid for fuel. Then we'll need our lunch while we're there. It's going to cost about 100 quid trip just to make a video. So if anyone could do a super chat down in the chat now, or a super thanks for a quid or a couple of quid, or wants to buy me a coffee, it would all help out. Don't feel obliged. If you want to continue just watching all my stuff for free, then go ahead and do that. But if you want to support me a wee bit, because it's getting hard, like I said, the ad revenue is going down. I am, for every video I make, it costs me money. That's why I maybe make less and fewer videos than I used to in the past, because it costs me every time I make one. So if you want to support me a wee bit, please don't feel shy. Just bang that super chat. You can do it right now. Don't stop me right now. You still get 3 minutes. Right, having said that, 3 minutes to go. Let me play out with the title track of Ellie's upcoming album, if I can find the damn thing. I didn't have this planned. Where is it? Can anybody hear my belly rumbling? I need to go and get my tea. Right. I don't know where it is. I maybe can't do that. I've lost it. Wait a minute. I'll do a wee quick search. What's it called again? It's called Windswept Echoes. Windswept Echoes. Windswept. It's got a D in it, you idiot. Right. That should bring it up with a bit of luck there. Alright, is that it? I don't know, let me play and see. Right, I think this is it. Right, if I just hit that button, you should be able to hear it, and I can just fade myself away, I think. So, can you hear this? Can anyone hear this?
We wondered where the castles stand, their towers broken down. Stone by stone they tell the tales of kings who wore the crown. Through echoing halls now silent past ivy on the wall, we heard the whispers of the past, the rise and then the fall. My Rob, he leads the winding road through Scotland's mist and rain.
I know I'm still on screen.
By locks so deep and shadow dark, where secrets still remain. Through hills the miners carve below, where coals see the still light. We walk the land of memory, with history as our guide. The loch lies black and endless, a mirror to the skies, where legends sleep beneath the waves, unseen by mortal eyes. The heather bends in tempest winds, the moors stretch far and wide. Yet still the path runs on ahead, with Robert by my side. My Rob, he leads the winding road through Scotland's mist and rain. By locks so deep
Right, I better finish it up there. Finish it up there because I think I've run over time, and the drone school international are going after Heeds. So thanks very much for tuning in. Look out for Ellie's CD coming out soon. I'll let you all know. It's going to be £9.99 to buy. You can buy it as a hard disc, or you can get it on Spotify, Amazon, different places, Deezer, and I'll let you know. And I'll be out a couple of times this week doing live streams there, so make sure you click that bell notification so that you know when I'm going live or when I've got videos coming up. Okay, so thanks a lot. I'll see you the next time. Cheerio the now.